Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Final Fantasy. Turn that back on. Okay, so today is basically going to be a mostly just, I don't know, do random maybe things that they usually do, and do the role quests, and do the current quest we're on. Mainly just so that one is done, I guess. Yeah, not really much other than that, really, because I mean, I have a what the fuck is happening with that person's name? What the fuck? Oh yeah, do they have an adventure plate? What? I'm so confused. What the fuck is happening with this person's name? And their adventure plate? Like, what the fuck? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna worry about that anymore. Ha! How about we make sure that becomes a clip maybe later? Okay, first of all, we are gonna do the usual donations, because that should make us actually complete the Dome and Enclave donation stuff. If I'm not mistaken.
Please allow me to offer my most sincere appreciation for your kind donations.
Yep.
Not only were they used in the development of the One Garden, but we also had enough materials left to carry out numerous repairs and improvements. Through your goodwill and timely contributions, the Enclave has changed immeasurably from the shattered husk it once was.
Shauna, Kozakura. The One Garden is ready. You should come and see what we have done with the place.
Splendid.
I think this might be the last,
We should go for a stroll and admire their handiwork.
You will not be disappointed, I guarantee it. Now, I must find Master Ishibushi and share the news.
I think we might be done with Dome and Enclave with this last one. It's going to be nice. I'm still going to be using this place though, just like sell some of this, but yeah, I think I'm gonna end up having a upper limit of like 40,000, I think. Yeah, just use that stuff to like sell things, just basically get double the amount from it.
My goodness. I never imagined it would be so spectacular. The stunning combination of natural beauty and traditional doman architecture takes my breath away. The pavilion in particular is certain to impress all who visit. I had no idea you were planning something of this scale, though.
Actually, Tayaku came up with the overall design, while I saw to its construction. Though I have to say, even I am pleasantly surprised by the end result. I am curious, Tayaku, how did you become such a gardening expert? Surely, the imperial occupation all but brought an end to such leisurely pursuits? Yes, those damnable Garleans have no respect for the finer things in life. Until they came and ruined everything, I was an apprentice gardener. I trained under my father, who was in charge of the grounds of Doma Castle. While I spent most of my boyhood pruning hedges, he was creating horticultural masterpieces. However, I will never forget the day I accidentally cut off a branch from Lord Kyan's favorite plum tree. For the first time in my life, I saw rage flash in my father's eyes as he struck me across the face. When he marched me off to apologize to our great ruler, I was so afraid that even his hands gripping my shoulders could not stop my trembling. But when I confessed to Lord Kyan, he gently held the branch as he smiled at me and said, "This will make the perfect gift for my Mina." From that day forth, it has been my dream to fill Doma with beautiful gardens, in honor of our beloved Lord. Your generosity has set me on the path of fulfilling this goal. I shall never forget the kindness you have shown me. I wish you could have seen the gardens of Doma Castle. While they may have been lost forever, I will dedicate my life to keeping the techniques of my father alive for all to enjoy. It is a shame that he and Lord Kyan are no longer here to share this view with us. I only pray that it serves as a suitable tribute to their memory. Oh, I am terribly sorry. It was not my intention to dampen the mood. Perhaps we have for so long lived under the heel of the Garleans, that we simply could not afford to think beyond the here and now. Even after we rid ourselves of those curs, every day was a desperate struggle to make ends meet. It is only now that peace has returned to the Enclave that we are able to look to the past, to remember those we have lost. No doubt many others feel the same way. I know I do. We should encourage them to come together for quiet reflection, to ease the grief that lingers in their hearts. Maybe we can hold an event of some kind. Finding something suitable is a rather tricky proposition, though. I have heard of several Doman festivals and they all seem to be too loud and boisterous. On the other hand, we do not want to make the mood too somber.
As it happens, the Shazankai has been discussing whether to host some sort of occasion to mark the beginning of this new era for the Enclave. Unfortunately, we are also struggling for ideas. I will take what you have said into consideration as we go about planning the event. However, I think that we will need a little more time to decide on something appropriate. Can we count on your assistance?
I would not have it any other way.
Glad to hear it. I shall return to the Shazankai and look into potential candidates for the event.
If you find yourself in need of inspiration or simply a place to think, you know where to come.
Okay. So, do we still have more stuff? Because I'm pretty sure the one
Due to
garden
your
is the
continued
last one.
contributions, each of the reconstruction projects is now complete.
Okay.
However, Kozakura is still formulating a plan to bring the residents together to bid farewell to the past and mark the beginning of a new era. Perhaps she would benefit from your assistance.
So, we're not fully done, I guess? Oh, there's actually a quest now. Lighting the way. I'm guessing I just need to like do that quest and that'll be it. Get an item?
Oh, Shauna. I did not see you there. Sorry, I was lost in thought. I have been considering the possibility of reviving an old Doman tradition. A memorial service for the deceased, to be precise. In years gone by, Domans would honor the souls of departed kin by sending floating lanterns into the sky. This is known as Tento Okuri. That was until the Garleans took over. Religious rites were strictly forbidden, particularly those that could be performed within the safety of one's own home. Being born after the invasion, I have never experienced this myself, but restoring this custom would be another step to bringing Doma closer to its former glory. I would certainly benefit from the wisdom of the older generations who remember the observance of Tento Okuri.
Did you say Tento Okuri? Wahahaha. It has been many a year since we held one of those.
Masters Tsurunuki and Araragi. What brings the two of you here?
I would have come here by myself if he hadn't followed me. I cannot seem to escape this cantankerous curmudgeon. You have some nerve, Paper Tiger. And as I recall, you are the one that followed me. Kozakura, you wish to know of Tento Okuri? Perhaps the reminiscences of an old man would be of some use on this occasion. As the name suggests, it involves sending lanterns up to the heavens. It is a chance to say our final farewells to the spirits of the dead as they embark on their journey into the hereafter. The lanterns float on the wind, ever upward, to light the way. The more there are and the higher they fly, the happier all of those souls will be. Wahahaha. Our dead friends will have the time of their lives.
I can only imagine how enchanting that must be. Would we be able to hold the ritual anywhere near here?
Yes, and I know just the place. The pavilion in the garden would be ideal, as it overlooks the one river. We wouldn't want any lanterns falling on anything flammable, would we? Which reminds me, where are we going to get all of our guiding lights? Hello. Are you so absent-minded you have forgotten about me already? Making paper lanterns is one of my many specialties.
True.
Ha! It was about time you said something useful. Very well, I suppose you can be trusted not to botch this entirely. But make sure you finish this while we are still around to see it. Otherwise, those floating spirits will have 2 more travel companions. Kozakura, can we rely on the Shizenkai to spread word of the event?
Consider it done.
The sooner we get the rest of the Enclave on board, the more help they will be able to offer. Shauna, could you see if Mitsuba and Minajiki are interested? After that, meet us in the one garden. In the meantime, we old men have work to do. Well, he does. I will see what I can do to drum up support. Both of you do your bit, and we'll do ours.
Okay.
Well, those two certainly do not waste any time, do they? In that case, it is only meet that we follow suit. I shall begin preparations along with the other members of the Shizenkai. Would you be so kind as to speak with the aforementioned pillars of our community?
Sure. We'll do that. Okay, I believe it's probably the gardener and... Nope, it is the teacher and the 1,000 stall, or 10,000 stalls, person. Okay. It's about.
You're just in time to try my latest dish. It's Eorzean stew. Oh, the ceremony with the lanterns? Yes, I'd love to go. I have 1 or 2 things to see to first, so I'll meet you there.
Okay. And then it's Nasuki. Time actually show anything now here? Nope, not accepting donations.
Oh, Shauna. How lovely to see you. Is there something you wish to discuss? Tento Okuri? My, I never thought I would live to see another one of those. Of course, it would be our pleasure to attend. This is a valuable opportunity for the children to learn of our nation's rich traditions.
Okay. Wait at the designated location. I'll just take the internet up there, I guess. Guessing this person is also doing these quests. I feel like I'm kind of sticking out like a sore thumb right now. My outfit.
Everyone, may I have your attention? Welcome to the Tento Okuri, in which we wish the souls of our kin a safe journey as they depart for the heavens. But first, allow me to express my appreciation to the artisans of the yard, without whom none of this would have been possible.
Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this auspicious occasion.
There is one more person I wish to thank, Shauna Majula. You have worked tirelessly for the liberation of Doma, reconstruction of the Enclave, and the reuniting of our people. We are eternally grateful.
She was a pillar of strength to the refugees during our time in Eorzea, and continues to be so here. I could spend 1,000 lifetimes singing her praises and it still would not be enough.
To think that we should stand as a people reunited to take part in a ritual passed down from days of yore. My late husband and all of the other dearly departed must be smiling upon us.
What's the matter?
It's nothing. I just... To see you all so happy and at peace. I feel as though our lost loved ones are here with us.
Maybe they are, which is all the more reason not to cry. I hardly think our dead friends would come here just to see us blubbering. And besides, those paper lanterns will not be flying anywhere if you soak them with tears. Come on, now. Chin up.
I'm sorry. You're right. Ahem. In the unfortunate absence of Lord Hein, it falls to me to oversee the Tento Okuri. Now, let us light the way to the heavens.
Kind of wondering why Ian isn't here.
Shall we send our lanterns together?
Who can say what the new dawn will bring, for Doma, for all of us?
I think they kind of did a lot more work with this cutscene than they usually do. With just, I don't know, gold quest cutscenes. Okay. Gonna head over to Sakura and finish up the quest. I think it should give us the last achievement for this whole thing.
There you are, Shauna. I was hoping you would come by. What did you think of the Tento Okuri? In all honesty, I have never seen anything so beautiful. In fact, I would say that the ceremony marked a turning point in the history of Doma. Perhaps now we can move on from the tragedies of the past and look to the future. Shauna, I would like you to have this. Obviously, it is scant repayment for your kindness and generosity, but perhaps it will serve as a memento for everything we have achieved. The work of the Shizenkai will continue, only now that the Enclave has the means of supporting itself. we no longer need to rely on donations. I can scarce believe that this place was once little more than ruins. Where once clouds of dust blew across splintered wood and piles of debris, now stand thriving businesses, places of learning, and homes where our people may grow and prosper. You have touched the lives of us all, in so many ways. For you have been instrumental in the restoration of not only our country, but the pride and dignity of the Doman people. Words alone cannot express how much this means to us. However, the Shazankai still have much to do. Our aim is to make the enclave better than it has ever been. We hope that one day, Doma can stand shoulder to shoulder with the other great civilizations of the world. Of course, if you wish to make any further contributions, we would be delighted to accept. As always, we will be offering gratuities for any goods you are willing to provide. And even if you come only to visit, it would be an honor to welcome you again to our not-so-humble home.
Okay. So, what's the reward? Ancient Merchants, Dowry. Nice, I think that's the, or the chest piece that she is wearing. Enclave Restoration. Construction.
Owing to your
complete.
contributions, the reconstruction of the Doman Enclave is now complete. Although there will be no further expansion, you may continue to make donations within the weekly budget. You will still receive gratuities for items donated. The rate compared to selling at vendors has been increased. Furthermore, you now have access to a wider selection of wares from the yard.
Nice. Biodome 5 and Philanthropist. Alright, let's open it. Made available, and let's see. Donate 10 for these.
As ever, you are...
The shade.
Okay, so you got this thing, which honestly does look half bad. You can even color it. Things. If I wanted it, for example, for a blue, I can do that. And you should have some more stuff for sale now. There's the Enclave map. I believe that's a new thing, and then there's this one that you can just buy again. Not really any reason to do so. Unless if you already have it. I know that this one is just gonna go straight into my glamour dresser once I basically finish up the stream, I think. Okay, so let's see here. Should probably also, while I'm at it, add one up here again. But we are not going to be messing around with that quite yet. Let me just check here. It is leatherwork that let's do this with. We are going to the firmament because I need to hand in the 6 weekly custom deliveries to our dragon friend, or dragonette friend, I guess. It's technically the right term, I guess. And see if she ends up being happy with the stuff we deliver. It is the Matok go-to. I still don't understand why this, like these Ethernet shards don't just like open up a proper map, because it's kind of annoying trying to figure out like where you need to go in, unless you go like, okay, what is each of these called, like trying to figure that out.
Have you come to help us weave garments befitting an artisan?
Alright, so I've made 6 custom weaving components. Deliver those.
Master Arvide explained to me that since we dragons are covered in tough scales, we've no need to fear needles pricking us. My claws are still a bit too clumsy for delicate work, but I feel that weaving might very well be my calling. Oh my, you've certainly outdone yourself this time. Even Master Arvid might be hard-pressed to produce such fine work.
Okay, just wanted the actual
Oh my.
bit of info. Talk.
Master. Oh my.
Let me actually just turn off the voiceover.
If we don't begin my education in weaving soon, I fear we may run out of room to store all the materials you've delivered. I must tell Master Arvid, you won't mind watching over the supplies while I'm gone, will you?
Jesus, I get like 800,000 or something XP every turn.
Ah, the woman of the hour arrives? My thanks for furnishing us with the weaving supplies we requested. I took the liberty of arranging the rest of what we need, so I believe we're well prepared to begin our next lesson. What say you, LTOU? We have the materials, and we have the tools. Do you have the desire to learn? Yes, of course, Master Arvid. Teach me all that you know. You too, Master Shauna. I know you'll give it your all, LTOU.
Aww. Little head and a scarf.
Behold, my very first items of clothing, sewn by my own claws. Have you ever seen a dragon more dashing? My design took inspiration from Master Arvid's cap, in case you hadn't noticed. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, indeed. Truth be told, if I didn't know any better I'd say that cap was sewn by a seasoned weaver. Yes, very impressive. Never in my life have I imagined a dragon donning a cap, let alone crafting one. The labor was painstaking, and I must admit I contemplated giving up more than once. However, now that the work is done, I feel a sense of accomplishment unequaled by aught else. So this is why you wingless ones pursue the art of creation. I simply must teach the other dragonettes what I've learned. I'm certain there are many and more who would be willing to bring their own ideas to life. I simply must show my friends in the churning mists. If they show sufficient interest, perhaps I will weave caps for them to wear, too. Take care, LTOU, and give your brothers and sisters my regards.
I'm guessing she comes back and maybe wasn't successful.
LTOU is delighted with your efforts. She now considers you a talented teacher. All that remains is to wait for the fruits of her labor. Ah, I had forgotten just how dapper you look in your new accoutrements. I trust your friends up in the clouds were just as taken with your new appearance. Indeed they were. Particularly the dragons that are of age with me, they likened it to being able to change the color of their scales at will. I invited them to return to the firmament, but it seems they are still hesitant to mingle with people. I can't blame them, I suppose. Were it not for you, I too may have given up on my journey and returned to the clouds, wondering what may have been. I have learned to overcome my fear of your kind. Would that I could say the same of my kin.
At least it didn't go like it did last time, where it exactly go great, I guess. We don't bite. Those who are always afraid cannot hope to move forward. Are you sure you're not? Sure you're not still frightened of us? Right. Just go with that one.
Of course, of course. None can attest to that fact better than I. However, convincing the others of that is another matter entirely. From where I'm standing it seems clear that you must find a way to allay their fears. Show them that crafting, and thereby your friendship with those that teach it to you, is something that enriches, not harms. Yes. Master Arvid, you're brilliant. I shall do precisely that. While my new garments may be fashionable, I could never hope to make one for every dragon in the churning mists. There may be another way to their hearts. What are you thinking, LTOU? It's all so obvious, now that I've thought of it. I speak, of course, of that favorite pastime of man and dragon alike, eating. When first I arrived in Ishgard, I was overwhelmed with the smells wafting from the marketplace. So many spices and aromas mixing together set my mouth to watering as it never had before. Perhaps I can bring that experience to my kin. Ah, that's a capital idea. Every creature needs to eat, but not all have had the pleasure of fine dining. Seems the matter is settled, then. Shauna, let's take care of the supplies LTOU will need to ready this feast. LTOU and I will put our heads together and decide which foods might best suit the dragon palate. I already have several ideas.
So, L2, it's gonna be a culinarian, I guess.
The custom deliveries list for LTOU. You've been quite busy, haven't you? Your efforts are much appreciated. While my dragonkin have yet to show an interest in the art of crafting, I assure you my desire to learn remains as keen as ever. I suppose I should count myself fortunate that I have a friend such as you to help me along when the road to mastery seems interminable. You have delivered the weekly maximum of 6.
Yeah, I know. You don't need to sell me a game. Okay, let me try and think here. Let's go and do some tribal quest next. Let's see here. I guess I can go and do the ones in Ilmag first. So we need the pixies. And after them, I can go ahead and do the... what are they called again? Kitari. That's the ones. Okay. Hearts, Oasis.
You know, Shauna, we've known each other for a while now. I was thinking, perhaps it's time we started living together. I could build us a lovely house in Lihimag, fill it with whatever your heart desires. What do you say?
Certain fairy king won't be pleased. No thanks, just let's live together. Certain fairy king won't be pleased.
Of course. Titania. You didn't think I'd forget about them, did you? It was just a jest. Yes, a jest. I'd never dream of taking you from our king, whose beauty is equaled only by their benevolence. So, Tirbeck, I've been wondering how the boy in right is faring. Is there any chance we might meet him in Lihimag? If you're worried about him, sure, I can check if he's asleep and bring him to us. You're coming along, of course, Shauna. What?
Let's go to the Meg and see status is.
You're the woman from before. After you left, everyone in the village brought me lots of tasty things. I ate so much, I felt like I was going to burst. We're pleased to hear that. Now, I take it you are no longer plagued by nightmares? Not at all. I only have fun dreams now, like this one. It makes me not want to wake up again. Truly. If that's what you want, it can be arranged.
Jesus.
I have some chores to do, so I better wake up now. So long.
Arranged. It's like such a fucking like ominous thing to say. Like, what exactly do you plan on doing?
Let that be a reminder that pixies aren't to be trusted. Oh, come now, it was just a jest. I prefer my mortals alive and happy, I'll have you know. Dead and unhappy ones don't give us fun dreams to harvest. But enough about that, we still have nightmares to vanquish. What do you say we investigate Amharine next? Sounds good to me. Based on my preliminary sniffing, the stench of nightmares is concentrated in Mordsuk. Can you tell us what manner of dreams are common there? As I recall, most dreams are to do with water. Folk going thirsty, searching for a water hole, that sort of thing. So their need is simply for safety and survival. It stands to reason, given that the region is an inhospitable desert. Without further ado, then, let us make for Mordsuk and search for the source of the nightmares.
Okay. Off to Mordsuk, which is actually also where the role quests can be continued. But we're gonna finish up the travel quest first.
Ugh, what a dull and dusty place. There isn't a single pretty flower around, nor anything that looks tasty. Instead, I see these revolting worms everywhere, and people eat them. Yuck, just thinking about it makes my stomach turn. Well, to each their own, and to me they look quite palatable. I can imagine them bursting in one's mouth, releasing the slimy goodness within. Perhaps I shall take some back with me. Oh, don't even think about bringing them to Lihimag. I will murder you. I prefer nightmares at any rate. Speaking of which, we should get to work. As before, we are looking for a slumbering child. I doubt there'll be too many of them in such a bustling marketplace. How can you be sure the child will be sleeping? Enlad's nightmares induce an unnatural drowsiness. Those affected cannot easily resist it.
So, southern end of Mordsuk.
Me. I'm a flower vendor. I get blooms from the Crystarium and travel around selling them with my son. I'd ask if you were interested, but something tells me they're not uncommon where you're from.
Saying this is the boy then?
Anile. Please forgive me. Oh, don't worry about the boy. He's bone tired, is all. Hasn't been getting much sleep of late, on account of the nightmares. Is there something you need? Investigating nightmares, you say? Well, it's no secret why my son has them. We were traveling through the desert when his sister... I'm sorry. It's still too fresh. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands to run. Don't worry about the boy. He's safe enough sleeping there.
I'm guessing the dwarf got killed by something.
Just, if you plan on heading outside, be sure you carry plenty of water, alright? Out there, it's a matter of life and death.
Did you die due to dehydration, perhaps?
The boy is plainly in the grip of a nightmare, yet he gives off no scent. He's the source, and no mistake. Right then, let's tend to business before his father returns. Have at it, Ezel. With pleasure. Don't interfere anymore. I'm warning you. Oh, will you stop doing that? The child and I, we created a watery friend together. If you give it form, you will get hurt, or worse. Your ugly nightmares are no match for us. We'll take care of this one like we did the others. It feels like a storm is raging in my belly. Why? Why must you torment me? I only want to fill this hole in my heart. A hole where a friend used to be. Alone inside that cramped old castle, how I long to see them. Now, wait just a. This absolutely can't wait. I'm, Herc, going to be sick. Phew. Thank goodness it didn't come back up inside the village. Alright, Shauna. Same as always.
Just gotta summon my carbon first though. And don't have that one yet. There we go.
You did it. You did it. Dependable as ever, Shauna. Come, let's hurry back to Mordsuk and look in on the child. We'll leave the talking to you.
Okay. Guessing once we're done with that, we just head back to bank. Probably.
Huh. You. Weren't you just? Oh, still here, are you? Do you know this woman, son? I suppose? Don't laugh, but I think I met her in a dream. In a dream? Well now, isn't that amazing? I said don't laugh. Sorry. It's just, I don't remember when you were last so lively. But tell me, what kind of dream was it? Annelie. I saw Annelie. The same one, then. I'm sorry I wasn't here. It must have been hard. No, it was different this time. This woman, she appeared and trounced the water monster. But that's not all. At the place where the monster fell, flowers began to bloom. They reminded me of the promise I made to Annelie. The promise that, one day, I'd fill Amharine with flowers. I see. One day, son. One day we'll make your sister's wish come true. Mark my words. Well, we have to go now. But whoever you are, I hope to see you again. Thank you, Pale Pixie, for helping me to remember.
Ah.
The boy is well again. Another job well done. But, he was thanking an lad. Why do you suppose? As I understand it, his little sister died of thirst in the desert. Latching onto this ordeal, Lad had planted a nightmare in the form of that water monster. And though we were the ones who helped him to conquer the nightmare, ironically, it was its very existence that brought him hope. The nightmare brought him hope? It's certainly something to chew on. But for now, let us return to Lihi Meg. Another gate awaits.
Okay. Okay. Sign Meg. And open the door, I guess.
Want to...
Gate. Whatever you want to call it. So let's see, it is that one up all the way up there. Mother. Kinda hate this place too, is the fact that I can't mount up, which is so annoying. It makes like moving around this place a lot more annoying. Get there again. Oh yeah, this way.
Tyrbeck, are you alright? You haven't uttered a word since we returned. Oh. Sorry, I was deep in thought. That's not very pixie-like at all, is it? Go ahead, Shauna. You know what to do.
Think of Amarang and open up the gate. Get some more dream bubbles, which might get turned into something. Sure yet.
By freeing the little boy in Mordsuk from his nightmares, you and yours have reclaimed the dreams of those in Amharine. Tyrbeck appears eager to further beautify Lihi Meg, and for this they require your aid.
Guess we need every two. Recently gives us more stuff. Guessing.
And that's that. We'll go on ahead back to Lidhal Ran. Come and see us when you're ready, alright?
Okay. Just out a bit. There. Out, and let's see your bank again. Still really wish we would actually mount up in here, because my god, does it take some time moving around in there.
Thanks to you, we've reclaimed the dreams of yet another region. I'm really, truly grateful, Shauna. Now, about Lad. It's strange, but I can't help but feel as if I know them. As you know, I built Lihi Meg together with my departed best friend. But maybe, just maybe, that friend has... No, it couldn't be them. I'm being silly. You set Titania free, Shauna. Everyone knows that. Wait. Do you mean to say that your friend was the previous Titania? Back then, they weren't Titania yet. They were simply a kind-hearted pixie who saw fit to befriend me, eccentric as I am. Together we built Lihimag. Together we had the finest fun. They're very dear to me. That's why, no matter what, I want to protect our garden. Like they protected all of us from the Sin Eaters. I see. Close as you were, it isn't implausible that you would sense your friend in another form. And the dream of being alone in a castle is suggestive indeed. Be that as it may, I do not see how Lad could be the reincarnation of your friend. After all, pixies are born of the souls of children. But wait. Could it be the ether that is gathered? You know, never mind. I'm sure I'm just being sentimental and silly. As I said, it's not pixie-like to overthink things. Let's do something fun and productive instead, like filling Amharine with happy dreams.
Okay. Any new items I can buy?
You have achieved respected new Pixie Beast tribe. Furthermore, you will be able to undertake these additional quests will be. You now have access to.
Yep, wider selection of goods. So what can I now buy? A stuffed Porksy. I guess it's the new thing. Not extremely exciting, but eh. Okay, then have one more of these that we need to do. Just for the Qatari. Which means I need to be a gatherer in order to do that. Okay. Wisdom of the Night. Let's see what these guys have supposed to do.
Good sir. It was sir, wasn't it? Mother tells me you've been working your tail off around Estopel. Is that why I can't see your tail, perhaps? Anyhow. Thanks to you, Father says that we're ready to begin the vacation. Isn't this all so exciting? Shakirl. We must remember to remain calm and composed. These caves are vast, their tunnels burrowing deep into the bowels of the land. Slow, steady, and circumspect is the order of the day. As we speak, a preliminary exploration team is surveying the tunnels to determine where we might best begin the excavation. We will await their findings before deciding on the best way to move forward. Understood, Father. I promise to be circumspect. Does that mean we can begin digging already? Toralmanal. What news from the depths? Digmaster Katarl. I fear we encountered something rather unexpected. I fear that we may not be able to commence the excavation effort as quickly as we had hoped. We can't start digging? But why? What did you find down there? No sooner had we stepped through the entrance, our whiskers twitching in anticipation of the wonders that awaited, than did we see them, nasty creatures swarming in every nook and cranny of the caves. A most troubling development indeed. We Kitari are scribes, not warriors. Indeed, it was the presence of fearsome fiends, and worse, blocking our way through the rabble that kept us trapped for 100 years. Are we doomed to suffer a similar fate here?
Did defeat the Light Warden, you know, more than just gather things. Yeah, we did defeat the Light Warden.
The ally of Ronka and bringer of the night would fell these terrible beasts for us? I would like little more than to take advantage of your kindness, but, I fear there is a rub. A rub? A rub. In our preliminary explorations of the Stoppel, we have discovered that another ward seals off the tunnels below. A ward not unlike the one that barred the entrance, but with one notable, and unfortunate, difference. It is a ward impassable to all but the servants of Dallin, namely, the Kittery. No, I fear we will have to find our own way to dispatch the beasts that have burrowed their way up from the depths. But without Sir Madame Shauna's aid, we'll be chewed up the moment we step in there, tails and whiskers and all. Scree. The Great Serpent, it speaks.
Serpent has a message.
Indeed, and yet, it does not move. Till now, we have had only to follow where it goes. This time, it appears we must fully grasp the import of his message. A message which, sadly, is beyond my comprehension. If only there were someone who, but, of course, the son of Dwatl. The son of... You mean, that tall fellow who likes to wave his arms in the air when he talks? The very same. Ahem, Shauna. It appears we will require your assistance once more. Might you be so kind as to see my boy safely to Slitherbow, that he might summon this Quinford for us?
Can I just go in?
Would you kindly, Shauna? Father and I would appreciate it ever so muchly and more. Now come along, Great Serpent.
Okay. Get down to Slitherbow.
What's this you say? Fell beasts prowl the tunnels at every turn? No doubt they are remnants of the shadows that wander the forests come to life. Demons, come to suck dry the currents of ether that give the great wood life, reducing our home to a withered husk. They could be that. Or they could simply be nasty little brutes that crawled their way up from between the rocks. You know, like the ones around here. Valen, my good Sir Madame. You know of these creatures, too. I do. Mother tells me that when our ancestors first came to Slitherbow, they were set upon by a swarm of ravenous creatures that crawled up from below. Fortunately, one of the elder priests managed to utter an incantation that drove them away. If you look closely at the walls around us, you can see glyphs carved in them. The same protective magic that saved our forefathers then has been worked into the very walls around us. In a sense, the settlement of Slitherbow itself serves as a ward against the dangers that lurk beneath us. Just so, Valen. And it is precisely wards and incantations of this sort that I have made the focus of my studies of late. I remain ever impressed with your knowledge, my good Sir Madames. Might it be too much to ask if you could teach this incantation to the Great Serpent, that he might protect us in our expedition below? Scree. What blasphemy do you speak, child? Do you think me, a humble servant of the wood, so brazen as to believe he could enlighten the divine protector itself? Look, this isn't exactly my area of expertise, but it strikes me that there might be a simpler way to approach this.
Teach it to the tower?
Why don't we simply fashion a talisman or two for them? You know, like the ones we've always used to keep danger at bay. I can craft a simple object to serve as the vessel, then Quinford can mutter a few words and enchant it as he sees fit. Tradition dictates that the talisman be fashioned from materials indelibly connected to the bearer's home. Those of us who live in Slitherbow usually gather what we need from the Sisha swamps, but for our Kittery friends, we'll have to look further east. Shauna, your knowledge of rocks and stones just might serve us well here. Why don't you head over to MJRL's Regret and see if you can't find us a serpent's eye? It's a rare gem that we often carry about to ward off danger. And I shall immediately begin weaving an incantation especially tailored to protect our good friends from the sort of terrifying creatures that infest the caves and tunnels they seek to explore. Muahahaha. A foolproof plan if ever there was one. Shackerl, you can stay here with me in Slitherbow and help me collect the other materials I need. It'll be the perfect opportunity to introduce you to my fellow blessed. Once we have everything we need, let's meet up again at Hoppelstoppel. I want to test the effectiveness of the talisman for myself before we leave Shackerl and his friends on their own.
Okay. We need to go and mine a serpent's eye, which is down there. Mine that. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Serpent's Eye. And that's all the ones that need. Let's just gather the wind crystals for the remaining. Those two were just sleeping. It's like, why are there two arrows just lying there on the ground? Okay, well...
Oh, there you are. Were you able to find something suitable for making our talisman?
Yep.
Why, yes. This should serve us quite well. Just give me a moment or two, I'll round up the materials Shakarl and I gathered from the village and whip up something in no time.
Okay, there you go. So the string.
Just add a feather here, here, and here, then thread through this length of rope, and, yes, this should do it. It's beautiful. And this will let us begin the vacation in safety, you say?
That kind of looks like a dream catcher in a way.
Not so fast. The talisman needs to be enchanted before it's of any use. As it is now, it's little more than a fancy little ornament.
I guess who caved early though, he wait until next month. I did see that you were online in the Final Fantasy here yesterday, like last night. I know that you've started playing again.
Well, Quinford. This is the moment you've been waiting for, isn't it? Muahahaha. Say no more. Stand back and bear witness as Quinford, descendant of Dwatl, weaves an incantation the likes of which your eyes have never seen. Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
Start a new class. Ooh, which one?
Worry not, dear Valen. In truth, at first I was uncertain which of the many prayers I have memorized would serve us best. A traditional chant of the Knights Blessed? But wait, the Kitari are an ancient race, so perhaps this calls for an incantation from ancient Ronka? Long did I ponder, choose poorly, after all, and it could mean death and destruction for our friends, if not the forest itself. Fortunately, it was then that the great serpent came to me in a vision, enlightening me as to the precise words that will deliver us to salvation, words which have long been writ in the Gospel of Quinford. You're going to enchant this talisman with ramblings from your dream diary? Now I really have a bad feeling about this.
The Marauder. Ooh. Nice. What's with this sound?
Do not be silly, Valen. The great serpent speaks through me, and I am but a vessel for his divine wisdom. Hark, it is precisely as it says in chapter 52, verse 5.
Small Hala axe tank.
The goddess's claw-stained cerulean, she did await the arrival of the stewards. The coming of the darkness marked a new dawn, a proud people returned to the wood where the egg once fell from high above. Oh, great serpent of Ronka, gifted to us by the heavens. Hear the plea of the great sages Sion, and guide the children of Ronka safely to their ancestral home. Oh, great serpent. Do tell me, were my prayers heard? Scree. Why, I've never heard incantation so inspiring. Your powers truly are something else, Master Quinford. Oh ho. You are wise beyond your years, my young Kittery friend. My knowledge is vast, my powers indeed prodigious, and it is more than an honor to wield them in service of your esteemed people. Though he's prone to bouts of madness from time to time, Quinford is an accomplished priest. The talisman should serve you well. Splendid. Our excavation effort has already been delayed for far longer than we can afford. Well, Shakarl. This is the moment of truth. There is no telling what dangers lurk beneath us. Are you quite certain you wish to accompany me to the tunnels below? But of course, Father. Why else would I have come to this place with you? Together, we will unearth the secrets of our forefathers, and reclaim our history. Very well. It is clear you do not take the task lightly. Perhaps you are coming of age after all. And with that, I believe it's time we started digging. Let the vacation begin.
Okay. Sometime later. They just kind of like fly out same way. Yep.
Kitarl Natl and Shakarl Kodal have safely returned from their preliminary investigation of the tunnels.
There's the little like serpent with the mining helmet. Okay.
What is this? Another incarnation of the great serpent made manifest before us? Whatever could be the meaning of this? I must know at once. Ahem. If you could settle down for just a moment, Master Quinford, I will explain in detail all I witnessed down below. Father and I found a stone. It was big and square and covered with all sorts of writings, just like in the legends. As my boy says, we did indeed find the stele. Or at least, one piece of them. What remains? According to Kittery legend, the stele comprised 4 perfectly square stones, stacked to form a massive pillar. Which is to say, what we have found is but one part of the larger whole. And if that were not unfortunate enough, even the single stele we found has been badly weathered through the years. In many places, the engravings are all but indecipherable. That is not all we found. Lying beside the shattered stone were several sad piles of bones, no doubt the remains of our once proud forefathers who carried the stele down below. I shudder to think of their last moments, torn apart by sin-eaters as they hid away our legacy for safekeeping. Father and I thought to carry the stone to the surface, but in that moment, something jumped out and stood in our path.
Little guy.
Scree. Are mine eyes to be believed? The Behut serpent that first accompanied our Kittery friends remains on the surface, which means, we are graced by yet another incarnation of the divine protector. A third manifestation of the great serpent? Just how many of them are there, anyway? At the very least, this is the only one we encountered on our expedition. And yet, if it traveled here from somewhere to guide us in our efforts, it would not be unreasonable to assume that there are others where this one came from. In truth, it appeared and spoke to us just as we stood before the shattered stone. I cannot help but believe it was conveying to us a message, just as its brethren guided us to these ancient tunnels. Shakarl and I pondered the matter, and we believe that we understand. The Great Serpent bids us to unearth what remains of the scattered and weathered stelae, and piece together our people's history anew with our own hands and minds. I see. If the stones truly have been scattered and weathered by time, that's the best you could hope to do. Yet surely you must have been able to make out something from what remained of the stone. What chronicles of Eld were writ there? Ahem. What we were able to make of the markings could be described thus: a mighty Rinso wearing a crown, no doubt meant to represent the first emperor of Ronka, stood tall with a blade raised high over his head. Before him, cowered a Kittery, one of our forefathers, no doubt. The carving would seem to depict the momentous occasion that was the first encounter between our people and the Empire. And the implications could not be more clear. Doubtless our ancestors, ill-suited for battle, were conquered and subjugated by the might of Ronka, under whose yoke they would find new purpose as the stewards of history. A most fascinating interpretation, Father. But if I might be so bold, I saw the drawings quite differently. I do not believe the Ronkan Emperor would be so cruel as to threaten the poor, weak Kittery. No, I believe that he found us vulnerable and at the mercy of the fearsome beasts of the forest. He slew the beasts by his own hand, and befriended our ancestors, giving us new purpose as his subjects. Your optimism is admirable, my boy, but I fear that such a bright and cheery interpretation of events is unlikely at best. History is full of harsh truths from which we must not avert our eyes. But tales are still sung of the first emperor's might and majesty to this day, are they not? I simply cannot fathom that he would be so cruel as to enslave our people. If you ask me, both theories seem reasonable. But if you intend to keep a record of history to pass down to posterity, you're going to have to choose one. Two conflicting theories of the past, one to be etched in stone and sung until the end of time, and the other, destined to be consigned to the dust of the deep, dank caverns below. Truly, this is a turning point in the grand tapestry that is the history of the Kittery. Yes, yes. At any rate, I believe we've done all we can here. Valen. I say, Valen, have you no interest in witnessing this momentous occasion in history? I would not think of insisting that my interpretation is the only valid one. And yet, I cannot simply toss it aside in favor of my son's rose-colored view of the past. How absolutely, absolutely vexing. Scream.
Yes, we need to choose.
The Great Serpent, it speaks again. It does, and this time its message could not be more clear. It believes that Shana, the ally of Ronka, should be the one to weigh the options at hand and decide which version of history shall be inscribed upon the stone. Scree. The Kittery father and son have arrived at conflicting interpretations of the events depicted on the stela. At the bidding of the Great Serpent of Ronka, it has fallen to you to determine which version of history will be recorded. In order to continue the Kittery quests, speak with either Kitarl Natl or Shakarl Kodal, and choose the interpretation of history that you find most convincing. Your choice will affect not only the restoration of the stela, but history as it will be told for years to come. Once you make your choice, you will be unable to go back, so choose carefully. Furthermore, yet another serpent clad in curious armor has arrived at the Kittery camp.
Okay. Did not expect there to be that big of a choice in one of these. Like, oh yeah, you need to
You
straight
have
up
achieved trust. Borrowing the wisdom of the Knights Blessed, the Kittery have set up warding talismans around Hoppelstoppel. Free from the danger of wandering beasts, the excavation effort should proceed smoothly from here. New Kittery Beast Tribe daily. Furthermore, these additional quests will become available. Furthermore,
right, that's just all of those things. Did not expect us to have to like choose what the new path is going to be. And I can get a pet. Well, okay. And let's just restore that. I'm curious what this actually affects. Like, how much an effect does this have? Just give me a second. Just quickly to do something on YouTube. Basically, just add a bunch of videos to playlist. Just quickly open. That's my start page, basically. Okay, let's hear. Atari Beast Tribe. Okay, so the quest or the rewards do not change depending on which one you pick, essentially, it seems. Doesn't really seem too much stuff happens. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna go with the kid on this one.
Father may have his reasons for thinking as he does, but I choose to believe in a brighter version of history. Yes, I am quite certain that the Ronkan Emperor was a benevolent man who protected our ancestors from fearsome beasts and bestowed upon them a position of honor in their society. Surely you can agree? If you elect to vouch for Shakarl Kodal's theory, the first stela will be restored to reflect his interpretation of history. Proceed, and you will be unable to view the stela as Kitarl Natl envisions it. The rewards you receive and the content of the quests to follow will be the same regardless of the choice you make. You are free to choose the version of history you find most compelling.
Okay, so the reason I'm picking this is because I couldn't search like up on Reddit if like some stuff, or at least that was one of the things that appeared when I searched for like Atari choices, differences, something like that. And it mentioned that it seems like the Great Serpent of Ronka, aka the serpents that we have met, seems to want the races to work together. And because of that, it would make sense that the Ronkans, I guess, are friendly with the Kitari, I guess. So yeah, let's go with that one.
Thank you. I am most glad to know that you are a cup half full type like myself.
First Stella of Ronkan Benevolence.
I cannot help but feel my boy is too optimistic for his own good, and yet, if you would choose to believe his theory, good madam, there is no reason why I cannot do the same. At long last, I can look upon the history of my people in all its glory. But our work is far from over. Pray continue to lend us your aid. Father and I will send for our finest artisans. The work must begin at once.
Okay.
The first stela has been restored, its engravings now clearly reflecting Shakarl-Kotal's theory of Ronkan beneficence. Protected by the talisman fashioned for them by the knights blessed and hardened by rediscovering a piece of their heritage, the stewards now pursue their excavation efforts with newfound zeal. Should you choose, continue to aid them in their cause.
Okay. Why is that one still appearing? There we go. Guess the game was just slow. Okay, so role quests. I need to head to Morzuk. Do the next 3 of those, and then just finish up the Light of Inspiration quest. And Yelbert's Lament.
Good news, friend. Tainer here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the 2 of us. Tell us, lad, what is it? As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Njelbert and I were born to members of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Njelbert and I were chosen to participate in the research. Summoning great beasts from beyond our world? You're a mage, Shauna, is that even possible?
Perish the thought. Perhaps he speaks of Void Scent. Maybe?
Void Scent. Never heard of them, but I'll take that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the damnedest ideas, and yet, I don't understand. Why ever would they use 2 young boys for such a dangerous experiment? The beasts our masters sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of innate ethereal power. And so our masters set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the consortium to one another, in hopes that they would bring forth children of their heretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. And so you were born, and Njelbert. Indeed. From even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night for what seemed an eternity. At long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in that empty void, until Shauna called me back to this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? I cannot say for certain. But I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside of our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket could correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. And so you've returned to us just as you were that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Njelbert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening up another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did required all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Njelbert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not, I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the hollows for Nisa, so enjoy summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try? Oh ho. Now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yes, we must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronesis in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Tainer can test out his magic safe from harm.
Okay. Oh, is it down by the building that's out there? Nope. A little bit down the hill over here. And it's a solo duty.
Wicked White? You did it, lad. Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I will need further training before I can face.
Oh shit, he's there.
Phronesis. Where in the hells did that bastard come from? Damn it all, I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. No, Njelbert. These are my friends. You mustn't hurt them.
Container, close it. Or I guess nullify it. The smaller one. Oh. Not exactly the best time to get an echo.
This isn't good. The cave-ins completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions.
Is this Artbird's party?
You heard her. What'll it be?
It is, so... Is the dwarf the Lalafell that's with them? I am not entirely sure who this is. And I'm guessing this might be Njelbert?
I suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead?
Yep, Njelbert.
Ha, spare me your japs. You've no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions, a promise I mean to keep.
Bah. I told you that splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Rendere were here, this second-rate spellcaster would be no match for us.
To the rest of the role quests in Shadowbringers. I'm assuming they basically give a good idea of like how Heartbird's party was.
Now, Silva. Let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lamit, you're certain that if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will cease?
According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the tremors began, its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies. Trust me.
Then I suppose we'd best make short work of it before everything comes crashing down. Hey. Where do you think you're going?
The healer. And you should also be able to, like, since assuming that was on Scholar, you can also just do it on Summoner, I guess. You just need a tank, a melee DP,
My apologies.
DPS.
I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own.
So I think that it was only like 4 role quests. The tank, healer, physical, and magical DPS ones.
Think yourself clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this, why is it you are so intent on claiming the bounty for your own?
You're living a world right now. True, but you do also need to get it all the way up to 8 before you can actually use it for the role quests.
The bounty? Why, indeed.
To be honest, you have also picked the tank that's probably gonna be the easiest to work with, since it is usually just seen as the like I don't know, caveman sort of tank, just bunga bunga smash sort of stuff.
At any rate, unless you've a mind to stand around here until we all get crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes. Finally, something we can agree on. And so I have a proposal, what say we band together until our battle here is won?
And also the easiest and most OP one to play. Yeah, like it's like overall it's really simple in terms of like what you do. You don't have like a ton of weird buttons you need to press. It's overall pretty simple rotation and buffs you have, just in general abilities apart from the tank ones. At least compared to some of the others, like Gunbreaker, I don't even, like, I look at Gunbreaker and I'm just like, I don't fucking get this. There's so many things I don't understand it. Some of the abilities are really badly explained. Dark Knight is, it's not bad, but I feel like it's a little bit more complex. And then there's just Paladin, where it's like, yeah, I don't know. It is once you get high enough level, it starts having like a magic phase you also need to do. Gunbreaker more like Hotbar Breaker, yep. Like, essentially, from what I understand, in terms of like the easiest tank is 100% warrior. The most difficult one in terms of like the amount of buttons you need to press is Gunbreaker, and then I don't really know where Paladin and Dark Knight fall in that there in between, but yeah, they're a little bit difficult, I guess. A little bit more difficult, at least.
The tremors grow stronger, no doubt a cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way.
What the fuck?
Your aid is most welcome, Njelbert. Let us make short work of the beast, and take our leave of this place while we still can. Indeed.
I did not expect this. Okay, let's see, we got Runken Fire, Runken Blizzard, Thunder, Flare, and Falling Star. Yeah, the setup there is probably good enough. Did not expect this.
They come. Njelbert, we will draw our foe's attack.
Guessing just kind of spam the Blizzard one and Drunken Fire for AoE. It's a little bit simpler than
It would
doing
seem we're not the only one stuck in here,
doing the
I
Black
have a bad
Mage
feeling about
AoE
this.
stuff. Year 3.
The leftmost one is mine. Silvat, you take its friend on the right?
Consider it done. Have at you, fiends.
I did not expect a
What's this? It leads deeper within.
this or one of these.
We really should have asked for a
things.
map. Not that it'd have been much use after all the cave-ins.
There's a big enemy. I'm wondering actually.
Well,
So
aren't you a big
finishing
boy?
with Drunken Flare might actually be a good idea as the last attack. Or run out of mana, basically. It does do a little bit more. Slightly higher bonusy. They protect.
Still think you could have managed on your own, mage?
Perhaps, it would have been more of a struggle than I expected.
On you 3. Let's see.
That's
Or
him.
no.
He's the one who drinks of the mine's ether.
Alright, let's put this oversized bull out to pasture. Silvat, Lamit, Njelbert, with me. My magics are yours, for now.
I will take the front. The battle is on.
Fire and just spam Blizzard.
It summons others of its ilk. We should dispatch the small fry, and quickly.
Leave it to me. God, this one looks like trouble.
Okay, we should probably focus really like a whole lot on basically killing those bulls.
That should do it, Silva.
Okay.
Another earthquake. This bodes ill.
Our foe's up to something. Stand back, my friends. To my side. I'll heal your wounds.
The flare, yep. Rank is might as well. Or at least I hope that's an okay thing to do in that situation.
Take cover behind the rocks. You don't want to bear the full brunt of it.
I'm just gonna move away so I don't get hit by anything.
Damn it, here it comes again. Get back.
I sense unholy power.
Nope,
Get behind
not
me,
rocks.
friends. Quickly.
Silva, are you alright? Damn it, we can't keep this up much longer. Strike with all of your strength.
Nice.
We've done it. Now, to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue. But why? The fiend has been vanquished, and it's either returned to the mountain.
We were wrong. No, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes.
Ah, yes, The crystal courses with nigh inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of ether accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature, drawn here by the stone, as was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. The stone has been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend.
You mean to take the stone from this place? But then, what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost.
There's no time. What can we do? Tainer. My friend. Damn it. Damn it all.
You did the right thing, I guess.
The tremors have stopped. Tainer, pray forgive me. I promise you this, as long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope.
As the purple crystal.
The stone was yours to do with as you pleased, and still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as the sort who just might enjoy it. So, what say you? We'll travel the realm together and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows, before you know it, we just might stumble upon a way to rescue your Tainer. I would like that very much.
Don't know who she
Tainer,
is.
forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words, for as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us.
Because from what I remember, there are 5? I didn't remember 5 Words of Darkness from the first. There's Artbird. There's, I'm forgetting the names of them, but Albert, I guess, who was the mage. There was a Mikode, Bard, a Lalafell, White Mage, I guess, and a Rogadin Paladin, I believe it was. So I don't know who that Ellison lady is.
But today I find myself in the company of new companions. And for now, I must lend them my strength, just as they lent theirs to me. Shauna, are you all right? Worry not, Phronesis is long gone. I launched a few arrows in its direction while it was distracted by Tainer's spell, and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you're awake and on your feet again. Come now, let's hurry back to Mordsuk before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back for us.
Okay. Okay, so complete Elbert's event, and I think we just have 2 more quests we need to do. Then we're done with the role quest for Jewel.
You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly Sin Eater in plain sight. Let me guess, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? Why take me? So that's how Njálbert and Ardbert met up. Just goes to show you that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Njálbert made it his life's mission to save Tainer here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day, he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone, and his own cause, to save the lives of the countless innocents who called the mountain home. And so did he take his first step down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. So that's why he came back to this place. Why he still summons the Hollows as he did so many years ago. There can be no doubting it. Even now that he's become a Sin Eater, bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions, the ghastly shell of what was once Njálbert still haunts the wastelands, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of Sin Eaters and Warriors of Light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Njálbert and this, Phronesis, were one and the same. But when our gazes first met, standing out there in the wastes, in an instant, I knew it without question. This was my friend, a friend who had been searching for me for all these years. At last, I know what I must do. I must stop Phronesis, that my dear friend may finally find peace.
Do the same. Together, do this. Let's go with the first one.
Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronesis's hollow away from Sirig, if only for a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close them up entirely. After all we've already seen from you, I've no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope, but still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than you can say Phronesis. While this might be simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin Eater to us. You'd best avoid casting any similar incantations until we're prepared for the final confrontation. I want you to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies, and hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Shauna and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the Hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers.
Okay. Okay, and we got Tainor's training day. Get an espresso con panna. I think that's how it's pronounced. second to last role quest.
That look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you have gained much strength since last we met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he has regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there is one aspect of his training that has yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle with Phronesis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds, that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield and further hone his command of magic in the process. And yet, we must keep a wide berth of Amharim. Were we to encounter Phronesis before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. And so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there is much the boy could learn from your example. Excellent. Then let us make for Lakeland. The beasts in the forest of the Lost Shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad.
Okay. So, it's a job. I feel like I'm yawning a lot right now. Okay. Actually, just thought of something. How long or how far am I with the whole shared fate stuff? Cold water. Over halfway towards rank 3 it seems. And I still need to do some more in Ilmig and Praktika Greatwood.
Ah, there she is. Now, shall we get down to, Is something the matter? How do you like my new clothes, Shauna? Not only are they stylish, why, I can just feel the power welling up from deep within me. They were a present from Sirig. Isn't he the best? It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. But enough idle chit-chat, we have work to do. Shauna, I would ask you to begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. We can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines all on his own, now can we? So why don't you get out there and hunt one down for us? Tainer, watch carefully and let Shauna show you how it's done.
Just going to get my carbon blocked. So it's one of those we need to fight, I guess. Catch that, Tainer. We need to kill more stuff.
That was incredible. The sheer destructive power of your spells, the way you seamlessly weaved one incantation after the next, everything. But tell me, what would you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe?
Casting your spells in proper sequence is the key. Just splash your foes with everything you've got. Probably more like proper sequence. Say.
Ah, but of course. Thank you, Shauna. I will endeavor to put everything I have learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing.
You can also just blast things, but that depends on your strength. It's something of equal power or higher power than you. Probably go with the like careful and proper rotation, everything. If it's weaker, just fucking blast it. Doesn't matter.
Drat. Where do I? No, that's not. Curses. Just, stay still so I can hit you already. Steady, now. Don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Right, focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow, that smarts. Gah. I've seen enough of this.
Guessing it didn't go that well. Those sounds, yep. I feel like it's sounds you would hear like in the Hildebrand quest lines.
Oh, dear. That didn't go nearly as well as I hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it there at the end. I thought it would be a simple enough task to follow Shauna's lead, but when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I learned into practice. Indeed. It is not the strength of your magics that is the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What did you think, Shauna? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me?
Believe in yourself and all will be fine, or you simply need more practice. More practice, I would say.
Thank you. I'm sure you are right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better, I promise you.
You just learn what to do. Like how, like all your spells, like their second hand things, just like you just fire them out in the right, correct, or proper order and whatnot, I guess.
Yes, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. I did it. The battle is won.
When casting spells, still casting them in order is second-hand nature. Yep, exactly.
Now that's how you wallop a Wolverine. Well done, lad, I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Shauna here to show me the way. You have my thanks. But don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all that you've learned becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? That was rather more difficult than I expected. And yet, thanks to you and Sirig, I feel like I can hold my own on the battlefield now. I'd have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time to find you a more worthy foe. Let us return to Mordsuk and plot our next course of action.
Is this going to be the end of it? For the quest? Yep. So I guess the next one is going to be the final role quest for Aegis. think so. I think if I basically get, if the reward is just a bunch of food, I think that's the one.
You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Shauna. Hells, I dare say old Sirik here could learn a thing or two from you. You've taught him not only how to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it is just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face Phronesis. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd best go and write down all I've learned today while it's fresh in my memory. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronesis, and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There is no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head-on. It will not be easy for him, and yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Tainer's sake, and for the sake of those who call Amharing home, we must triumph in this battle. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, At any rate, I will leave you to your training, and return to my own. The final confrontation is close at hand, and we must be ready.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the last role quest. It isn't food, but it's here instead you get.
Well, look who's back, and looking more imposing than ever, I might add. You'll be pleased to know that Tainer's command of his magics has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronesis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists it's nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him, and see if you can't offer him a few words of support, won't you?
Sure. So Tainer should be right over here somewhere. There he is.
Oh, hello there, Shauna. Is there something I can do for you? Sirig was worried about me, you say? That is, kind of him. I assure you, I'm completely fine. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me and comforted me to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I am finally ready to face my old friend in battle, and it is all because of you. And yet, there is a fear growing inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much about the Sin Eaters. I learned how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronesis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle, and you or Sirik suffered the same fate as Njelbert, the only three friends I have known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to my very core.
You don't need to worry about me at least, because I'll just respawn, it doesn't matter. Auto falter, we will be there for you. Or not for us, only think of Njelbert. Let's go with this one.
You are right. I mustn't forget that I have two strong friends by my side to help me shoulder the burden. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I will trust in myself, and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Njelbert find peace, but that is not the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Sirig for all you have given me.
Yo.
Not only did the two of you bring me back to this world, you have instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose. And yet, when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures, with new companions. Worry not, I will not hold you back, or stand in your way. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all three of my friends, that I am strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Tainer, you can do this. Sorry, perhaps I got a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Sirig that I'm ready.
Okay. I'm assuming that once we actually fight Nilbert, or his Sin Eater counterpart, I guess, the Sin Eater version of him, I keep forgetting what his name is as a Sin Eater. I'm assuming it's gonna be a solo duty thing.
You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with Phronesis?
Jesus, that's his name. That's right.
I am. Let us put an end to this nightmare, and set Njelbert and the people of this land free. That's the spirit. Alright, the plan is to lure Phronesis to us by the same method as last time. We will venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance away from the city, and Tainer will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Phronesis to a wide open space, where we will have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Amber should suffice. If you are ready, let us away at once.
Okay, speaks of Tainer, who is up there. I'm actually thinking, instead of flying up and over, how about we go through here? Because I actually haven't been through this place yet. And even go through here also. What is over? Nothing is there. Thinking maybe there was a... why am I blanking on what those are called again? The sightseeing points. And yep. Solo duty.
I am ready. Let us...
Damn enemy.
I am ready. Let us begin. Over there. It's him. Yes, I knew you would come. Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Give it up, Njelbert. My spells are more than a match for your own. These are my friends, and I will not let you take them. Do you hear me, Njelbert? Your long nightmare, and ours, shall end this day.
And I wonder if there's something where we need to make sure not to stand too close to those hollows if he's spawning them. Maybe. And I guess just...
Leave the hollow to me, and concentrate your attacks on our foe. You heard the boy. It's time to show this bastard what we've got. Be wary, friends. He means to summon a hollow. Keep a wide berth, friend, lest you get drawn into the void.
Sanctified Wizard, I think it's that.
I've done it. The hollow is sealed. Good work, boy. Now stand back and save your strength. Our foe's got more tricks up his sleeve, no doubt.
Yep, Sanctified Blizzard is what it's called.
Look out. Here comes another one. Leave it to me, friends.
This is a safe enough
Watch
location
out.
to be in.
Hurry to Surik's side, or you'll bear the full brunt of his magic. The bastard's trying to take us out in one fell swoop. Move away from me, and quickly. I've done it. The hollow is. Damn it. Are you all right, boy?
This is going to be a very long fight, perhaps. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of those hollows.
Good gods, but would you look at this one? Wait, perhaps we could use the hollows to our advantage.
Assuming, drag those orbs towards the hollows. Tainer, could you maybe take care of these hollows?
Wicked White, the bastard's still going. Tainer, how do you fare? I am fine. Leave the hollows to me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
If even the empty shell of his body can work these magics, I shudder to think of the powers Njelbert commanded when he still lived.
It's a bit more space over here.
I am sorry, my friends. I can summon no more strength. The boy has given us all he can. It falls to us to end the fight.
Oh, goes in there.
The Sin Eater's strength wanes. We mustn't let up the attack.
each other.
Yes, my friend. Soon, you will be at peace. Again. Does he mean to cut off our escape route?
There we go. Finally! Assuming most of these role quests fights, the final ones, are probably a bit on the complex side. Ah. Is Crystal? Let's see. The lightning crystal one.
Forgive me, Tainer. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet, in the end, it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Ardbert and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone, and used its powers to rescue you as I had always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair, and felt myself a wretch for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself, when it was I who consigned you to far more cruel and tragic a fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your only friend, cast adrift in a cold, dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. That's not true, Njelbert. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me with every fiber of your being, even still, I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magics down upon me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I am sorry. Stop it, Njelbert. Please, stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, your very humanity ripped from you, still, for all these years, you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Shauna here who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided her to me. You have suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You need worry about me no longer. So please, rest peacefully.
All of the role quests have like something along these lines where it's like take care of the regrets of one of them. I think the War of Darkness that we help. Also, this is a really bad place to place these guys. Like, what about like over there where there's no enemies that can get aggroed onto you?
It's over, at last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Njelbert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal. That my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach Njelbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more Sin Eaters take notice of us, yes. I'll say. After that battle, I could use a rest, and I reckon Shauna here could as well. Shall we head back to Mordsuk?
Okay, and we're still not done with the quest. Ah. How many steps are actually in this quest? Probably pretty close, I would assume.
Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour. I'm happy to report that tales of our triumph are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it the merchants are so grateful that they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Njelbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day, I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you at our side. So, tell me. Now that you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Shauna have trained me well, and I am quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel the land, and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know better, I'd think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Shauna here's permission. It's just a thought I had, but, what say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Tainer here? I reckon he needs it more than we do, and besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him.
You owe me one. Let's just go with but of course, because I'm not mad about that.
I knew you'd feel the same. It's the least we can do to help the boy forge a path and a future for himself. My friends, I could never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world, and this is the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brother and sister in arms. Thank you, Sirig. Thank you, Shauna. As long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Finally, I've one last proposal for you, if you're keen to hear it.
To travel together or something?
There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Sirig? You could not possibly mean. Course I'm saying it. So, what'll it be? Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing would make me happier. Then I suppose that settles it? Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it'd be a good place to say our proper farewells.
Sure. Okay. Okay, there. Then they should be right up here.
Ah, Shauna. Glad you could join us. Tainer and I just arrived a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no end of questions, that one. But there's only so much I can teach him, the rest he'll have to learn from experience. And so I intend to do what I can to show him the world, and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you'd not be averse to lending us your strength once more. Yes, somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Until then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade.
Okay. Speaker for the wise. I get a new game plus thing. Okay. Nice. Okay, so that one done, we can actually now go and do this one. Not have it basically stop us midway through. So, it's nice. Okay. Speak with Aush One. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Alphanod's friend. You and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the waters parted. Anything else you can do? Have you been to the Walls of the Forgotten?
To the MSQ? Yeah. But only this one for today, because I only have like, I don't know what, 24-ish minutes left before we hit the 3-hour mark. And I don't think I can really do that much, plus I'm also thinking of just saving the last 4 quests that we have, since they're some pretty decently large ones. There's apparently also a dungeon and a trial in those. I'm thinking of saving that for Friday so we can like really just play through it at our own pace and everything. So I need to figure out what to do on Tuesday or on Thursday, because I don't have any plans yet. I'm thinking maybe unlock the 3rd Beast Tribe, but I don't really know yet. I'll have to try and figure out something. Friday party, yep. I think I've just come from there. Played the ruins to the northwest. Let's do that one.
Yes, that is the sacred site of which I speak. Could it be that your footsteps were guided there by the ancients? I believe it may be so. Listen then, and I will tell you of our plans to bring light to the walls, that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested a finless craftsman to shape for us a sacred lamp. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grenold. You will find his workshop in a metal structure to the south.
Pretty sure we've heard of Grenold before. From the crafters area in the Crystarium. Also, while I'm at it, did I unlock this guy's the vendor?
You'll doubtless.
Yep. And I have enough of these to buy the writing map. Okay, need to go down there. Can I? Yep, seems like I can go this way. What the fuck is that? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Renault was like a crafter or something. Wolf, like a very famous crafter apparently in Crystarium.
Oh, that's just great, that is. Me mind's playing tricks on me now. Look, Grenold. Someone's come to visit ya at the bottom o' the bleedin' ocean. Or might be as you're a ghost, at. Go on, foul shade, feast yourself on me rotten soul. I've got no use for it. A craftsman what can't craft is more pointless than a sea slug with a domin hammer. And that's an insult to bloody sea slugs. Grenold appears to be suffering from a crushing bout of self-doubt. Maybe you can help psych him up.
He kind of reminds me of Geralt from Eosia, or from our place at least. Source, that's what it's called. Okay, psych.
Ya wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would ya, spirit? Not what you'd expect from a servant o' the netherworld.
Has it really come to this? Have we met before? Let's go with that one.
Might be as we crossed paths back in the Crystarium, but I don't reckon we've been formally introduced. Name's Grenold. And this here's meant to be me underwater sanctuary, a place where I can give meself over to me work, far from the distractions o' the outside world. And yet, here ye stand. Now what's so damned important that ye'd dive all the way down to the bottom o' the bleedin' tempest to bother me? The Ondo's lamp. God's curse me empty head. I've not so much as made a start.
Typical for Geralt's. Yes, or Grenold in this
I'm
case.
worth less than a sea slug. Nay, the slime left by a sea slug. Me delivery date's long past, me workbench is untouched. And I call meself a bleedin' artisan. Ye've heard their beliefs, have ye? Bringin' light to them ruins'll be an act of deep religious and cultural significance. And it was my privilege as a craftsman to be tasked with providin' a ritual instrument worthy o' the occasion. But I just can't, bloody well. Gotta. Me mind's a bleedin' blank. It's like I pissed away me last drop of inspiration. Tell me ye've got summit to show me, summit as'll give me muse a right good kick up the arse. The Ondo want to honor the comin' o' these ancients, so their answerin' lights got to blaze with the right kind o' brightness. Like the sparkle life caught in a crystal. But just being sparkly's not enough, it's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense o' hardship endured. Ya know what I mean?
Crystal we found?
Your thoughts turn to Njellbert, and the crystal you discovered at the end of his journey. Maybe Grenold could find inspiration in that.
I think this is the part where you basically need to have done the role quests, because I'm guessing you get a crystal from each of them then. And then you can basically give that. Present something inspiring to Grenold. It's not in our inventory though.
I've let the Ondo down, but more and that I've let meself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles.
He also does kettles. What the fuck is with Geralt and Grenold basically focusing on kettles? What is with the fucking kettles? Show Grenold a crystal which once belonged to one of Artbert's companions.
What's that ye've got there? Such strikin' beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter and the transience o' life, like the turmoil o' history made manifest. I can see the brilliance o' the crystal's legacy. Ah, yet never capture such a gleam, not if ye labored 100 years. But bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where are me tools, gods damn yet? I must set to work before the feelin' fades.
Okay. And then we got the next quest, which I believe is that the yep, that's the lady. We're saving that one for next time, because yep, not doing that one right now. Also, yep, that's right emote. Okay, let's see. We got around 15 minutes left. Assuming it's the yep, it's the same amount of ether currents as anywhere else. Let's see. Actually, do that one, but also check here. Northwest. So I could maybe try and see if I could find the other currents that are just out and about. It's 500 something pounds away. So that is probably like there, I'm assuming. At least. Or maybe not even that far. Might actually be around here. And just straight north from here. Hundreds. It's in a cave of some sort. Let's see. Seems like these. And of course I can't go down there. Damn it. I'm almost certain it's like down below here, so how the hell do I get down there? Let's see. There's a path there, but I don't see how that... Ah. That seems to be the place. So I think so. Slope, yep, seems like it might be here. Also, I'm just gonna do one of these so I don't end up getting in combat. There it is. You really went out of the way to hide this one. And where's the last one? Way to the west. Don't really know if I can get to that one right now. You know what? I think I have an idea for what we can do as the last thing today, because I think I might have mentioned something that I was pretty close to being able to do in one of my last few streams. I don't really know exactly which one, but I am basically able to unlock something now that is to some seen as a special thing, and to others as more of a like not as special thing. But yeah, essentially in order to unlock the thing, I need to go over here and speak with the smith.
By the gods. You're Shauna Majula. What might this humble smith do to aid you this day, or mayhap it is aid you have come to offer? We of the Adventurers Guild are always on the lookout for seasoned veterans who are willing to assume the role of mentor. The knowledge and experience you have accumulated over your illustrious career would be of great benefit to those just starting out in the adventuring profession. Without a doubt, you have the makings of a marvelous mentor. What say you?
What he is referring to is the fact that I now have the, let's see here. Is it under? I'm forgetting which part it's under. Yes, character. Well, the character. I got an achievement for crafter at level 1 crafter at level 90. I have at least one gather at level 90. And I also have, if I go here, I have this achievement. And the other day, I went ahead and grinded out this one. I have all the requirements now to become a mentor. Specifically, a trade mentor. So, I can become one of those now. It's not gonna be a huge, like, difference, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I am going to basically get forced into the novice network. It's a little bit annoying. Might have to change up my like chat filters a bit so it ends up getting put into a separate thing. I don't know. But I do believe it also makes it so that if I'm in a group with anyone who is below level 80, who is also a sprout or a returner, they basically get or we both basically end up getting a bonus to the XP that we gain. So, let's see here. You will receive the following mentor certification. Trade mentor. Mentors are expected to provide gameplay advice to new players, be an exemplar for player etiquette, invite new adventurers to the novice network, and answer their queries in the chat channel. Appropriate mentor behavior may be reported. Terms.
You have our gratitude, Shauna. New adventurers everywhere will be most appreciative of your service.
Okay, that apparently removes the fucking new adventurers thing. What the fuck?
The Adventurers Guild has certified you as an official mentor. You now have access to the Novice Network and are eligible to receive the experience point bonus from grouping with new adventurers. Battle mentors may also use Duty Roulette, Mentor. When interacting with beginning players on the Novice Network chat channel or in Duty Roulette, Mentor, we ask that you do your best to offer advice and encouragement, and answer their questions with patience and clarity.
Okay, I need to quickly check something. I'm no longer a sprout. What the fuck? I did not know that removed the fucking sprout. What? I mean, we were like 4 quests away from basically not being a sprout anyway, but what? And now Chun Chun is basically writing to me. Chun Chun, you do realize that since I'm now a mentor, if you're in a group with me and you're using a character that's below level 80, you now get a bonus to XP. Since I'm a mentor. So that's basically just benefit for you. Or at least as long as you have as long as you are a sprout, you will basically get the bonus. So, yeah. I'm a mentor now. And I'm kind of sad at the fact that I've lost my sprout. It's kind of sad when that happens. I've heard a lot of people basically get sad when that happens because you suddenly just you lose the thing that you've been seeing above your head for such a long time. Now Chunchun is looking, I guess, to see if they can become a mentor. Pretty sure they don't fulfill at least one of the requirements. They don't fulfill two of the requirements at least. They don't have any crafters or gatherers at level 90, so gonna be a while, and definitely can't do the combat mentor yet. That requires way more stuff. I know you can hear me, because otherwise why would you know that I was a mentor? I know for a fact that you never really checked this thing. The friend list, or at least I'm pretty sure you don't. Yeah. Guess that's it for the stream, because yeah, I don't really have anything else to really do. Got all the things that I wanted to do done, and somehow lost my sprout 4 quests before I would have lost. Actually, no, wait, I wasn't 4 quests away. I was. How long is the? Hold on. How long is the patch quests for Shadowbringers again? I don't remember. I know we have 4 quests left in the main scenario. Then there's the post, which has 51. We were 55 quests away from basically completing, or from losing our sprout. A little bit sad about that, but yeah. I mean, I can always, if I don't want it to be shown, I can just go, that's the wrong one, search, just go online, to not show the mentor thing. Oh, I actually don't get automatically put into the knowledge network. I have a button now for it, apparently. Ah. Oh well. Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and end the stream then. Because, yeah, don't really have anything else planned for today. Need to figure out what the hell I want to do for the Thursday stream. Because not doing the MSQ there, that's for sure. Let's see here. Who should I raid? Danish VTuber I could raid. Just check how long you've been streaming for. Just under an hour. Seems like the radio, I guess. Okay. So I am thinking of basically raiding Joker Girl. Or Joker. Although it's technically spelled incorrectly, but yeah. She is a half snail, half human VTuber. Who is currently dressed as Sheik. Thanks for the show. It was cozy to listen to even the robot voices. Yeah, I kind of just use that so I don't have to read all of the not voice acted dialogue in Final Fantasy, because there is so much of it, and from what I've experienced, it hurts my voice when I basically like have to read all of that aloud. Yeah, thanks for joining the stream. So yeah, gonna go ahead and rate Jogar Girl, and yeah. Should be back on Thursday with more Final Fantasy. Still don't know what I'm gonna do. And then Friday we're just gonna continue with the MSQ. And depending on how long it takes, maybe get started on the patch quests. Don't know yet, because I don't know how long the those 4 quests are gonna take. So yeah, guess this is gonna be it for the stream. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next time. See ya.